Well, hello everyone. Welcome to RCRC, the Relationship Connection, where we equip, empower, and educate couples on how to thrive in their relationship through candid conversations right here on this platform. I am Charlie Willis, a mental health therapist.
I'm Ron Willis, a marriage and family therapist. And today, we're going to continue our discussion from last week where we were talking about leadership for men and why there's such a disconnect. But first, let's watch this clip.
So, I've been thinking about
Go ahead.
us getting a new car.
New car for what?
You know, not new, but trade my car.
There's nothing wrong with your car you got now. Why you want another car?
Car is 10 years old.
So what? It gets you to point A to point B, don't it? And it's a nice car.
Now when we're gonna go out of town, we always gotta rent a car.
We rent a car because we choose to rent a car, not because we have to rent a car. It makes sense to rent a car. You don't put all the miles on your car.
Okay, but I still need a new car. You know, they say if your car is 10 years older, you should get another car. You know, have one more current. You know.
I don't know who they is, but in this household, they is wrong. We're not getting another car.
Why not?
Charlie, we're not getting another car because we can't afford another car.
Are you kidding me? That's why we trade the car in. You get some money off.
That doesn't cover the monthly payments, and we have no monthly payments for a car now.
I'm getting another car. Car's in my name. I'm getting a car.
No, we're not. You're not getting another car. No, we're not.
What?
No, you're not. We're not getting another car.
I'm getting a new car. Trading this car in. Car's in my name. I should be able to trade the car in.
For one thing, you don't tell me what you're gonna do. I'm in charge. I'm the leader. I have the final say so. And the final say so says we are not getting another car. Got it?
Wow, there was a lot going on in that clip. Definitely a failure in leadership.
Definitely was. And then we just reminding our audience from this week, our clip from last week, just showing ineffective leadership.
Right. A lot of it points out selfishness, disrespect. There's a lot of things that go
Definitely
wrong
was
there.
disrespecting both parties.
Both parties.
And, you know, the part I played, I really wasn't listening to your thoughts and feelings. It was all about my feelings.
Right.
Definitely.
So, like you said last week, we talked about actually why men don't lead.
Right.
What happens if a man does it, and what causes. We talked about issues with that.
Right.
So today we're going to really dive into the discussion on how do men lead. You know,
Right.
what does
The most
that
important
actually
part.
look like? Right. What does that actually?
How do we make this work, y'all?
Right.
We need our men to lead. We definitely need that. So, what are some of the points?
Thank you. So the first point I think about, number one, is in spirituality, in spiritual life. How does that look for a man to be the leader, the head of the household? Him having a relationship with God and being that influence on his family.
Right. So, definitely that is the first one and the most important one because you don't leave God out of the equation.
Right.
So, a man that's trying to be an effective leader in his home, he need to have a relationship with God. He need to have his prayer time, his worship, his praise, and he want to read his word daily so that word will educate and empower him to be an effective leader in his home.
Right. So being that the head of the household
Right.
is the covering, covering everyone there.
Covering both.
Covering both. So it's definitely influential for the family, for the woman to see that, to be able to know that her husband is covering them.
Right.
And that's a lot of what women want. So spirituality is
So
really
talk about
big.
that more. Women want that.
Women want that. Women want to feel like they're secure, that their husband is, it may not appear to be that way in some instances, but deep down, I can't speak for every woman, of course, but for the majority, we want to be protected. We want to know that there's security there, that we can depend on our spouse. And if we are putting God number one, that's from the start. That shows a lot.
Right. So what's the next one?
All right. So the next one will be serving. This is really good. Lead by serving. This is something that men have to employ. I mean, it's the act of dropping being selfish into selfless.
Right. So really serving others and putting your partner feelings first. It's not about your feelings first, it's about your partner feelings first. And you come from a place, like you said, of being selfless and not selfish. The complete opposite of what we saw in that clip. I was totally talking about my feelings, so I was being very selfish and not really listening to you. And I was putting my input and my thoughts and my feelings and wasn't even thinking about your thoughts and your feelings. I was hearing you, but I really wasn't listening to you. So I put my spin on it. So definitely, a man in a leadership position want to be able to serve his partners.
That is really big,
right?
Because you're holding up the household. Once again, you're leading. However, you're also serving.
Right. It's not about trying to have authority, my way or the highway. I'm the leader. I'm in charge. I got the final say so. It's what I want. No, that is not how you lead. You lead from a position of serving your partner, placing their feelings above yours.
That's right. Servitude it's a lot of caring, and that's what we want as well. We want a lot.
Y'all want that, huh?
We want a lot, so we want that.
I want to be served,
That's
y'all.
right. We want that servitude. It means a lot.
Right. So, what's the next one there?
What about leading by example?
Lead by example. That sounds like a military.
We often say that in different aspects of our lives, at our job, and maybe in church and in other areas. But being a leader by example and showing people how they should be. So in the household, and being of a leader, you should lead by example. But we fail to look at that in the relationship aspect, I think.
Right. And you want to be what you want them to be.
Right.
If you want your partner to be patient, guess what you be? You be patient. If you want your partner to be kind, you be kind. You want your partner to be nice, you be nice. Be that example of what you want them to be, so then your action can influence them to what they should be. And they should be all those things to you. But you set the example. Don't wait on them. Okay?
I think it's even more important in the covenant relationship to do that, to lead by example.
Right. Because leadership comes from a place of influence. So if I'm leading by example, guess what? I'm influenced in a behavior that I want by being what I want.
Yeah, that's great.
And it's powerful. Very powerful.
So what about taking the initiative?
So the next one,
this is a
taking
big
the
one.
initiative.
Taking the initiative as you're leading
Right.
the household, the family. What does that look like when you're taking the initiative to do?
Well, I think some people get it mixed up, and they think taking the initiative goes to a place of, being in charge, my way or the highway. And taking the initiative is not exactly that. It has some aspects of that, but it's really is seeing things that need to be done, seeing things that need to be said, and be in the forefront of those things. Don't sit by and be passive in your relationship. You seeing things that need to be done and need to be said, but you don't say it.
Yeah, here it is. A great aspect of being a good leader is taking the initiative, taking charge in a caring way, that is. Taking charge in the household to make sure things are getting done and things are moving.
Right, because I mentioned we talked about in the other show with the silent treatment. I talked about me failing to take the initiative. I was like, well, I'm being silent because I want you to say something first. I don't want to say anything first, because if I say something first, I'm feeling this way, and that is the wrong position to be in. Take the initiative so that things that are going on in your relationship can get solved. You're going to have conflict in your relationship. You're going to have that. But don't sit and be passive about those conflicts. So sometimes we get passive because we have a fear in rejecting what the person is going to say, or how they think, or how they feel. No, take the initiative in a loving and caring way to resolve things in your relationship. And when you do that, it gets things solved in your relationship. Right. Instead of the old school saying, sweep stuff under the rug. Well, I ain't gonna say anything. I ain't gonna do anything. If you don't say anything and don't do anything, guess what you'll get? Nothing.
That's right.
You get nothing in return.
So another big point that we made, which when someone is failing in leadership, when a man is failing in leadership, what if they don't know how?
Where did they go? Who did they turn
Yeah, that's
to?
right. They don't know how. They've never been taught.
Right.
But it's apparent that it is aware. Mentorship is good.
Right.
Finding, yeah.
Now, that can be difficult now.
Tell me about it. For a man to have another man mentor him.
Yeah.
And I think
And
it
it's
exists.
a humbling experience also.
Okay. How would that even look like?
Well, definitely, when you talk about mentorship, it's got to be someone that I'm going to look up to.
Okay.
They're in a place where maybe they haven't effective leadership at their home. They're in a position where they haven't effective leadership, and that's the kind of person I want to look up to help mentor me. But then I said it got to be a humbling experience because I got to admit that I need some help.
That's right.
And sometimes my egos as men gets in the way. My ego gets in the way, and I don't need any help. I got this. No, everybody needs help. Okay, and as a man trying to be a leader in your home, you have to understand where you're at and what you're doing and be okay with allowing another man to mentor you. It's okay. Because in the end, you're going to get the results you want, right? You want a better relationship. You want a better family. You want to be that effective leader in your home. And no one knows it all.
Exactly.
Yeah, so don't be afraid. Don't let your ego get in the way to stop you from allowing someone to mentor you if they're in a better place than you are. They probably had somebody mentor them. So
that leads me into awareness because you're talking about having someone mentor you. So what about if your helpmate, your wife, spouse, realize that, notices that there's some ineffective things going on in leadership in you, and
say that again now. There's some ineffective things going
on in the leadership.
Wait a minute, y'all.
Yeah, of the home with the husband, taking charge. What do we do about that? And what part do we play in that?
Well, I think it comes from a place of just understanding who you are and where you are, and evaluate yourself, okay, and allow your partner to help you. Because you got to remember, you're in a relationship not by yourself, but we in this relationship together to make it work. And the only way it's going to work is we make it work. No one in a relationship want to be a passive bystander and look at the other partner and say, oh, he fell in this area, without trying to help your partner.
Right.
So leadership is no different. So, you have an honest conversation with your partner and say, hey, tell me, how is my leadership? What do you see as my strength? What do you see as my weakness in leadership? Because I want to get better.
That would be really big of you to do.
That's big. You got to come to that place of humility again.
Right.
Y'all partners.
That's right.
You're equal. I mean, the word tells us that, the woman came from the man's side. Not from his feet, not from his head, from his side. We'll make us equal partners in this. And both of us has a role to play. The man is in a leadership position. That doesn't mean that the woman's, stand by on the sideline and watch your man fail. You see that your man needs help in this area, but you don't say anything or do anything. And that's not the place you want to be. You want to help your partner.
That's one of those points for the helpmate to come in and do. And as women, we have to receive that and be able to have that discussion with you openly and not be judgmental. I mean, this is your spouse, this is your partner, your ride or die. So
ride or die.
That's right. Why not be there to effectively help them?
Right. Yeah, you want to see that picture. It's us together that's going to make the relationship work. I will not make it work. We will make it work together, understanding our roles in a relationship. Yes, just because I'm a woman, I'm not the leader, doesn't mean does not help my man in that position. And when I say help, doesn't mean that you know it. You may not even know it. Maybe a support system or a mentorship that he can, talk to, or someone can talk to. You can help him in that way. It's not expected for you to come in and know exactly what he needs to do, but be there as a voice to help him and show him, his strength and weakness. And then, man, be able to allow your partner to tell you that. Don't be getting upset. I ain't weak in this area.
Yeah, and candidly, if people don't know, they haven't been experienced to that. Right. That's why it's so important to know someone's history to a degree of who you're marrying and who you are committing to and get into a relationship and do it so quickly without even knowing. And are we going to be who we say we are going to be in that marriage? Are we going to be there for better or worse? You know, it's very important to do that and to know that you are a partner, that you are working together to make it happen.
Right.
And not be critical of something that someone doesn't know how to do.
Yeah, because you critical, that shuts me down.
That's right.
I'm not finna come. I ain't finna come to you. You gonna be judgmental. You gonna criticize me. And that's not the feedback I'm looking for. I'm looking for feedback to help and grow and strengthen our relationship as I play my role of being a leader in the home. Right. Leader in the marriage.
Right. So these were some great points.
We got one more
that we made. Okay.
For me, the most important one, and I mentioned a lot about it last week, is lead by submitting.
Oh, wow, yes.
That's
Definitely.
right,
Definitely.
man. Because lead by submitting is on a foundation of leading by love. You know, the Bible tells us that the man is to love his wife as Christ loved the church. And that puts the man in a position to lead by love.
Lead by love.
Lead by
I like
love.
that.
Okay? And love consists of being patient, being humble, the very opposite of what was going on in that clip.
Right.
There was no patience, there was no humility at all. It was all about my thoughts and my feelings, and I was definitely not being humble and patient. And then you can say at that particular time, I was not actually loving you at that particular time.
Right.
So, you know, as we talked about it before, what we want most is love from that man. That's what they want most. And the Bible tells the man to do that. Okay? So when you do that, it will make submission easy for the woman. It'll come naturally to the woman and stuff. She actually want to do it. Want to do it and stuff.
That's great.
So lead by love. And lead by love is submitting to your spouse. And it's for me, out of those 7, it is the most powerful one. You know, if you want to focus on just one of those, start with that. Definitely. So.
Right under the having that relationship with God.
Right. Because you can't lead by love until you first have a relationship with God. Because God's love is going to empower you to love yourself.
That's right.
So then you can do that to your spouse. And
love.
I think a lot of guys miss that part, lead by love. Especially like in that was a simple conversation we was having. But it was powerful in showing the ineffectiveness of not leading by love and the lack of leadership in that clip.
Definitely.
So let's watch a clip where we gonna get it right.
Okay.
So let's watch this clip, y'all.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, Sean?
what you reading?
I'm reading Man Cave Devotion, Your Relationship Matters. Remember?
Yeah.
I was one of the author of this book.
Right.
And I was reading, my part that I wrote because I wanted a different perspective. I wanted to read it like I didn't write it. And I thought it was pretty cool, especially the part I wrote here where it says the head of the family is the husband and wife.
All right.
That's right, because most people think the head of the family is the husband. No, it's both.
You have to explain that one, but not to me. I agree with you.
That's right, baby.
So that kind of falls in line with why I'm sitting here. You got a minute to talk?
Okay. What you got, Charlie?
So, thinking that I need a new car.
Okay, you need a new car. What's going on?
Well, the current car I'm driving, has a lot of miles on it.
Okay, a lot of miles on it.
Right, we've been putting a lot of money in it lately with repairs.
A lot of money into it, okay.
Sometimes when we go out of town on short trips, we gotta rent a car. I mean,
All right. I hear you. I don't know that I wholeheartedly agree with you, but I can respect what you're saying, your thoughts, your feelings about it.
all right.
Yeah. So, have you thought about the cost? How much it will cost?
No, I have not.
Okay.
However, I was thinking, since the car is paid off, my car is paid off now, we can trade it in and probably get some money off.
Yeah, that is something you can do. However, what about the monthly payments? So we don't have monthly payments now. We buy a car. Now we have Now we have monthly payments.
Right. So yeah, I haven't really thought that in depth about it.
Yeah. So maybe we just come together and look at our finances and see what we can do. See can we actually afford the monthly payments.
Okay.
But this is a major purchase, so we need to make a decision together.
Right.
So we can look at our finances and come to the conclusion that we can afford the monthly payments. Then I'm open for you to get another car. I don't mind my baby riding up in style, baby.
Right.
The queen gotta ride in style, y'all.
Thanks. So yeah, so that'd be great, awesome.
All right, so you okay with that?
Yep, I'm okay with that. So I'll let you get back to reading your book.
That's right. Man Cave Devotions, your relationship matters, baby.
That's right.
That's
All
right.
Thanks.
All right.
All right, so watching that clip, the leadership looks a lot better.
Definitely did, because in the atmosphere was set up by coming in and asking me, do I have time to talk?
Definitely.
And a lot of times when we think about leadership, we focus on what the man is doing and not necessarily what the woman is doing. And when the woman knows her role as empowering a man to lead, she came in respect. Respect his time.
Respect of time.
I want to make sure he's able to listen to me, so let me ask, do you have time to talk?
Yes.
And of course, then I said yes, and then that put me in a position to want to listen to what you said versus in the other clip, you just came in talking. I was reading something, you just started talking and stuff, and I was like, my first thought was like, I don't hear what you got to say. And then you kept talking, so let me listen.
Right.
It forced me to listen.
Respect is very big.
You came in very respectful.
Yeah,
right.
Both parties. On your end, me giving it and then receiving.
Right.
The way we're talking and communicating with each other, respect is very big.
And by saying that simple statement, you set the atmosphere to listen.
Right.
Hey, what my partner got to say? Okay, so then when you convey your thoughts, I didn't agree with him. If you notice, I didn't agree with him, but I didn't concentrate on my feelings and thoughts and feelings. Because I said, well, I don't wholeheartedly agree with you, but I can respect what you were saying. Right. So that means I would listen to you and I would consider your thoughts and feelings and not mine.
Exactly.
Because when you're talking, it's not about my feelings. It's about your feelings.
I love that you gave it the opportunity.
Right.
Gave the opportunity from the start all the way through end. That you will come back and we will look at it together.
Right.
And it made me feel like, we're talking about leadership for the man. It made me feel like I am a part of it.
Right. Because we're going to do this. We're going to look at it. We're going to make the decision together. Stuff. It's not, I'm making a decision and I'm in charge and you're going to do what I say. No. We're going to make the decision together because we're equal partners in this. And I'm inviting you in this so that we can make a decision. And if the decision that we make says you get a car, guess what? You get a car. It's not shutting you down and telling you what I want to happen and what I think. You got a car. It's good. It gets you from point A to point B. That's my thoughts. That's not yours. You want a new car.
Utilizing that we concept.
That's right.
There. And that is very big. It's powerful.
It's very powerful stuff. And then think about it. When you use that, you can receive what is being said. Even if you get a no in that situation, right, you still can receive it because now you fully understand the rationale behind it. Versus when you hear me talk, it's all about my feelings.
And giving a complete no.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
We ain't getting a car. We can't afford it.
Right.
Well then, how do you know we can't afford it? Because I say so. Let's look at it. Let's look at it together and make a decision together as partners in the relationship. Effective leadership does that.
Definitely great, very great point. So what I want to do right now, let's just recap so
Okay.
we'll know exactly what it looks like. And these are not all inclusive points. We never know.
How do men lead?
We do give some valid points that you can go by.
Right.
So how a man can lead. So we started with spirituality, having a relationship in God and knowing God. That is so great and so powerful. And number one, for having a covering, the head of the household over the family. Is influential as well.
Right.
Then we talked about the submission, lead by submitting.
Submission, which means lead by love.
Yes, lead by love. You brought that in, then that was
That's
great.
right.
And that was powerful. Oh, you got it right up under leading by God.
Right.
Leadership by God.
Right.
So yeah, that was a great point too. Then we looked at serving.
Serve needs, y'all.
We gotta serve.
It's not about my feelings.
That's right. We gotta
it's
take
about
off
your feelings.
Take off the selfishness and be selfless.
Right.
That's awesome. And then we went into leading by example, being what you want to see.
Right.
You know, communicating that way.
Right.
You know, and then we talked about taking the initiative.
Taking the initiative.
That wanting you to take charge and take over and take role as you are.
Right. You see it, bring up some situations, and be understanding what's going on respectively with
Right.
love.
With love.
Yeah, with love.
Okay, don't forget that. And then mentorship, something that a lot of people can benefit from, but being humble enough to go forward and accept
Subject
that.
yourself to that.
Right.
Just mind that big old ego.
And then we brought in the helpmate. We brought in
That's
the wife's role of
Partner
being
that
supportive.
help you.
Yes, definitely being supportive of her husband and you asking maybe, you know, where you falter in your leadership and the wife being respectful and conveying that. So that was great.
Right.
Great conversation again and talking about leadership in the men's role. I think we got a lot from that. I hope we got a lot from that.
But what happens if you do the effective leadership and you still don't work? What does that look like?
Wow.
So
I think you need to catch us next week.
yeah,
Maybe we
it's
can-
just next week. We'll
Right.
talk about that. Why women don't submit?
Why women don't submit. That's going to be
Why
big.
y'all
That's
not
gonna be
submitting over there? I need you to submit, y'all.
the conversation.
Yeah, why women don't submit? What's going on with that, Charlie? I want to know.
We'll find out next week.
Yeah, make sure y'all catch it next week.
So great. So thank you guys for watching us. Thank you for watching the show tonight. RCRC, that's the Relationship Connection with Ronald and Charlie. You can find us on our webpage, which is firstfocusfaith.com.
Right here.
We're
Our phone number.
That's right. And our phone number listed before. We're a Christian counseling organization. So, and we would love to help you. Thank you guys again for watching us. We'll see you again next week.